Alright, hello and welcome to the finals of the tournament. And we've got three, pretty spicy teams cooked up. This one looks a bit more normal, but it's got a little something to it. So, gonna start off with the team I plan to lead with, the Oddish Sun team. So you might think, well, Bellsprout's legal in the tier, at least I'm pretty sure it is. Why not just use Bellsprout? And my answer to that is, I just don't want to. And, a bit of a secondary answer, this thing is much, much bulkier than Bellsprout. And it still hits really hard, 75 special attack, which I think is equal to Bellsprout's physical attack. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And I think Bellsprout runs special anyways most of the time. But Growth, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, and then for Terra Blast, I was debating between Fire and Ground, and I originally had it as Fire. But poison types are kind of everywhere in this tier. Like you've got, let's see, Tentacool, Grimer, Alola, Croagunk is like three of the best ones, and then you got stuff like Salandit in the tier, which is really annoying and really hard to deal with, and I couldn't deal with it if I was Terrafire, and that shit would just blow my ass out in return. But with this, I'm able to beat all of those pretty handily. Like, he could very, very easily be bringing Tentacool, which Tentacool completely stonewalls Oddish if I'm not Terra Ground. And this also blows up Steels like Meowth Galar. Who, granted, yes, I would also blow up with Terra Blast Fire, but, And Ground is also better defensively. Lets me resist poison rather than being neutral to it. Which, can be nice if I don't OHKO the poison type. I might not always be able to get a growth up immediately. But I just think Terra Ground is much better overall. Next up, we got Galarian Meowth, probably going to be my lead. Although it's a bit predictable as a lead, so I might have to switch it up, but if I think the matchup is even alright, I'll send it out first. Terra Bug with U-Turn. Very defensive focused. I want to get them slow U-turns, I don't want to be max speed. Because even at max speed, the best I do is I tie Sandshrew. Which, do I really want to sit here tying it? I'd rather just know that I lose it. And instead I have the Terra Bug if I want to just resist EQ. Terra Bug U-turn, this is I think 91 base power when it's buffed by Tough Claws. So that's a pretty hard hitting U-turn, I gotta say. And then the super buffed knockoff that has like 120 base power or something stupid like that because of the 1.5x buff and then 1.3x buff. Boosted Fake Out. I originally had Stealth Rock on the set, but then I realized, I only care a little bit about Rock's chip. I'd rather have the priority because my team is a little bit lacking overall in priority. I guess by my standards. Just because with Little Cup, I think having priority is like almost a requirement. Just so you can beat the other priority users and get those finishing touches on some kills or putting stuff into range. Like, Meowth Galar Fake Out into U-Turn can easily put something in range of being killed by Voltorb, or being killed by this, or even being killed by this Riolu, which we'll get to in a minute. But I haven't used Meowth Galar yet, I don't think, and I like it, and I want to be able to use it, so might as well use it here. And we got Tentacool, very basic set, max speed with Spin, Knock, Flip, and Gunk. Pretty, average bulk, I would say, on the set. Nothing really much to go over there. Same with this, it's just my max speed Trapinch that I brought before. The team is fairly weak to Alolan and Grimer. It really struggles to deal with it, so this is the reason I brought this on. It's also good to trap, like, Steel types and other poison types, just so I'm able to, like, not use my Terra here and instead use it on something like Voltorb. Yeah, really the only two Terra users most of the time here are going to be this or Voltorb. But being able to really get to choose what I want to use it on will definitely be helpful, I would say. And then we have Voltorb, no name gimmick this time, it really is the Fireball. And it's got Protect, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, T-Blast. Pretty basic, I think this is the exact same set and spread I ran in the last match. Or in the last set. And it's just really good, like Voltorb being 20 speed is incredible. And it's bulky enough with the Eviolite. No, I wouldn't call it bulky, just bulky enough to live like most neutral hits fine. Like it pretty easily lives Terra Bug First Impression from Nimble, even if, you know, or like, I guess they wouldn't hit me with First Impression because I Protect, but they could hit me with like a Terra Bug Leech Life and I still easily live that. Obviously, you know, the Terra Fire doesn't matter with Nimble because it's Tinted Lens, but I've got the Terra Blast Fire just for general coverage. I think it's pretty good. I could go Terra Ice to hit Wattrel, but I don't really care too much about Wattrel because I've got this with the knockoff. I mean, I'm just going to do so much with knock into U-turn most likely that I'll be able to follow it up with something. And, like, I have this to be able to hit it with a Stone Edge or whatever. And that's, you know, even if I still have to run into Wattrel for Wattrel to be a problem, and there's no guarantee that he brings it game 1. And then finally we have Riolu to set the sun, because this is a sunset, obviously, you know, with the growth and chlorophyll. And you're probably wondering, well, who's going to set it? Well, it's going to be this little guy. Heat Rock is banned in Little Cup, which I thought it was going in, but, you know, it still sucks that it is banned. But honestly, it's kind of fine, because I still got the Copycat EQ high jump kick, a max attack with a good amount of bulk. Well, I guess same bulk as Voltorb, so, you know, bulky enough. Yeah, exact same bulk. But being able to get like a slow high jump kick on something, then immediately I copycat the high jump kick, so I basically have a 130 base power priority move, which granted does not hit dark types, which sucks, but the best dark type in the tier I believe is Alolan Grimer, and I'm faster than that anyways, and I can just smoke it with an EQ, which is why I'm Terra Ground. I just wanted a buffed EQ on the things that I need to hit with EQ. It's also good for Wattrel, I would say. Just being able to turn into a ground type might let me get an emergency kill, because high jump kick into Copycat high jump kick probably does 50 to it, even if it has Eviolite. So I mean, as long as I've got some chip on it. But I definitely would say that Wattrel is the scariest thing for this team, though I do have ways of dealing with it. Alright, on to okay, so the order of these teams are going to be, this is going to lead, and then if I win, I'll go to this team, but if I lose game 1, I'm going to go to this team, because it's like much more consistent, I'd say, because you can see it's like a bunch of the top guys, and Zorua. But I guess we'll go over this team first, because I think it's fairly likely that I drop game 1 with Sun. I think it's either going to go like really in my favor or really not in my favor, so I don't think it's going to be a close one. Kind of tough when you're running Sun, unless you just go kill for kill, which is, you know, not exactly how that team is built. You know, it's got Sun as like kind of a secondary point almost, even though that's like the main sweeping threat. You know, it's not hard committed to Sun. Like doesn't have Charmander on it or something, or 2 Sunsetters. So to start with the good team, I would say Sandshrew, very basic. I mean, I guess maybe not the most basic Sandshrew set. It's especially defensive with max speed, just because, you know, really need to hit 14 speed. There's a lot of things that can, so I want to be able to at least have the possibility of winning the tie with other Sandshrew. Special investment allows me to live quite a few things, especially like if Voltorb were to Terra on me, I can much more likely live it. Terra-type Dragon, just to live like the water moves and the grass moves like Bramblin is kind of a big problem. So, want to be able to deal with that guy. Although, maybe I say fuck Bramblin, because I've got Alolan Grimer and Zorua. You know what? I'm liking this fuck Bramblin idea. I'm just gonna switch on that guy. So I could go something like, maybe Terra Fire, which still actually fucks Bramblin, now that I think about it. But then it's weak to water. So I could go Terra Water instead, but that has its own downsides. Then I'm weak to electric moves instead of immune to them, which gives my team a bit of a problem against Voltorb. You know what? Dragon really wasn't the worst pick. It definitely could have been worse. I could go Terra Dark, which could be interesting, but I don't think I need it with 2 dark types. You know what? I like resisting water and grass, so I'll keep it as dragon. Could be worse, and then I still at least resist electric, which forces any Voltorbs that want to beat me to Terra into specifically an ice type, which makes them worse against Brawler, and still weak, kind of weak against Alolan Grimer. But yeah, spikes over rocks. Yeah, I'll stand on that. So I might be able to get multiple layers of spikes up. And there's only going to be so many Pokemon that don't touch the ground on the other team. Like at most 2, probably. And that's assuming they bring Wattrel, then at most 1. Because I doubt they bring two non-grounded Pokemon that aren't Wattrel. And then we have Meowth, the only knock getter on the team that's not running knock. Originally I did have this as knockoff, but then I thought, I don't think we need 5. I think 4 is alright. So I went with Double Edge instead, just to try to get like a nuke on a Pokemon that thinks I don't have a way to kill them. Fake Out into Double Edge, especially if I'm Terra'd, that can pick up basically any kill that I can think of, you know, assuming I don't get hit by some priority move while I'm going for Double Edge, but it's tough. If you don't resist to normal, living Fake Out into Double Edge, pretty tough. And then finally U-turn on the set, just to be able to switch out into something that I want. Also, I mean, I guess they wouldn't think I'm running Life Orb Zorua, but if I decide to disguise as Meowth, which I probably won't, I'll probably try to disguise this as another knocker, because they don't know if I'm physical or special Zorua, but I am physical, a very threatening physical set at that. So I'll probably disguise this as this. Just because if they set up Stealth Rock, this would get exposed because, you know, I'm supposed to be resistant to rocks as a fighting type, and if they see I take neutral damage, you know, my cover's blown, I've been had. And this, just because of the speed difference, like this has 9 speed and this has 17, something that has 14 speed might be much more willing to stay in, and then they see that they get hit with a knockoff and they're like, oh shit, it's over. You know, just maybe. Yeah, Alolan Grimer, very basic set. I think I've brought this exact set with the exception of Gunk Shot over Poison Jab previously. I just wanted a 51% chance to poison, because I thought, damn, you know what, that's pretty nice. I think it's 51%. It's around that. 2 separate 30% checks. So, yeah, I think that's about 51. Same chance as, whatever. Doesn't really matter. All that matters is I want to poison my opponent, because I don't have really any other status, with the exception of Static, which I think I'm going to switch for Aftermath. I know, I Static cheesed the shit out of Camden in round 2 in the quarterfinals, but you know what? I'm just going to go with Aftermath. It might clutch up, or it might not. But the whole point is, it might. And no, they don't know that. They still might be scared. They have to be scared of Static until they kill me. And you know what? The other one's Static, so, you know, the one in Game 1 I'm pretty sure was Static, so the bringing Aftermath in Game 2, you know, might fuck him up a little bit. But yeah, very basic Alolan Grimer. The Brawler, 4 attacks. I'm not going to run Bulk Up this time, just because the last time I think when I ran Bulk Up I really wanted to have Knockoff. And this is another thing that helps me deal with Bramblin. I can hit it with Knock or an Ice Punch, depending on what'll do more, if they've already lost the Eviolite and we're somehow still alive after that. You know, I gotta hit him with Ice Punch. Ice Punch also good for Wattrel. Wattrel's really annoying. Like, that shit used to be like the death of me in LCRU. So, and it's still really good in LCUU. So, you know I gotta have ways of dealing with it. Except on that first team. That first team's kind of fucked if it runs into it. But EQ for all the poisons I've already mentioned, and then Drain Punch for Stab. Pretty basic there. Now, to the one kind of weird set that could be like a game winner if I disguise as the right thing. If something switches out on me, and I get a free Swords Dance, ooh, it could be tough for my opponent to get back from that. This set does like hard lose to Alolan Grimer, so I will have to deal with that. But I mean, I have ways. Between this thing, which kind of eats Alolan Grimer alive, this thing which can hit it with an EQ, this thing which is faster than it, and this thing which can Fake Out into Double Edge it and kill it from like They'd probably die if they start out at 80, taking a fake out into double edge, and that's without Terra. If I Terra, I bet I can kill that shit from full with fake out into edge. Which is kind of nuts, because Meowth isn't like that strong. But, shit. Terra normal. That's what it can do. Yes, and then Terra Blast on this is Psychic. My thinking for this was something like Krogunk could be really annoying if I run into it, and I don't really have a lot of plans for it. I mean, granted, a lot of the things that take out Alolan Grimer can take out Krogunk, but Krogunk is still kind of scary with its Nasty Plot set on Vacuum Wave, and this way I resist Vacuum Wave, and I'm guaranteed to be faster than it unless it's Scarf, and then it wouldn't be Nasty Plot Vacuum Wave, but whatever. And I can just easily kill it with Terra Psychic. It also helps me pick up kills generally on other Psychic types, like Tentacool, you know. And also good for if I run into Crabrawler. I now don't have to worry about winning the speed tie and not killing. Now I win the speed tie and I kill. You gotta love it. And then once again, no name games this time with Frozone. It really is Terra Ice. And it's just the fire one, except an ice type. You know, nothing too special about it. So, that's that team. I think this team should be able to at least fight for a win against any team. You know, I don't think this team's gonna get fully dominated in any way. Definitely some matchups I could see giving it a bit of a scare might be Rain. I mean, I know, like, oh, you have Voltorb, how are you scared of Rain? Well, Voltorb isn't the bulkiest thing. This shit can get one shot very easily if it runs into the wrong thing. And I'm sure a lot of Rain teams will have something specifically for Voltorb. So, I don't know, running into opposing weather is always scary. Like, Sand is a really scary matchup. I mean, luckily I have Terra Ice on this team, but you can definitely see Sand could mess me up, even with my own Sand Rush guy. But there's a lot of things you got to be worried about, to the point where you just can't bother worrying about everything. Some things you just got to be like, well, if I run into it, that sucks. And finally, we have a bit of an odd team for me to bring. It's kind of bordering on hyper offense, but I would call it more just either bulky offense or just normal offense, because I do have a lot of Eviolites on here. These things are bulkily built for the most part. They're not, like, I'm not running fucking Life Orb or Choice Band on everything, but to start off, I am running a Life Orb because it's nimble. And you know what? I'm breaking like every nimble rule that I mentioned about myself in previous videos. Not only am I running agility, I am giving up on U-turn for Leech Life. This is the Nimble who doesn't switch out. This Nimble, he stays in, and he rides or dies. Well, I guess he switches out, you know, but just not with the U-turn. This guy, if he wants to switch out, well shit, he's gonna have to hard switch. Because he has no U-turn, but he does have the ability to win with agility. The only reason I'm really running this is because Vooper knows like how I build probably better than 95 to 98% of Little Cup players, and they know that I like using, or they know that while I may not like using Nimble, I accept how broken it is and how well it can just fuck up an entire team. And they know that I don't usually ever run agility on it. And if they know that I will probably bring Nimble at least once, they might be more willing to run Protect on a team. And now, you know, even if they, you know, fool me once, you know, with the Protect, they'll protect my first impression, but if I get in on it again, I can just very easily click agility on that Protect and then just start going in. And the reason I'm running Leech Life over U-turn is because U-turn doesn't work. Like, it doesn't synergize with agility. Because, oh, yay, I got the play right, and now I kill the opponent. It's like, well, you can't click first impression because it's not your first turn out. And clicking Sucker Punch, you know, that's probably not the best idea, because it might not kill. In fact, it probably won't kill most things immediately. But if I have U-turn, I might kill, but also force me out. And I might not want to be switched out now that I'm at +2 speed. So, you know, it's just these things you gotta think about. And, you know, the recovery is nice, because it helps me kind of mitigate the chip from Life Orb, and if they have Stealth Rock up on me that I am not able to remove for whatever reason, that's also good for that. And yes, I'm still max speed, just because I might not get an agility up, but I still, I want to be faster than shit like Sandshrew. Kind of the big one for hitting 15 speed in this metagame. Alright. Probably just gonna fire through the next couple. It's Dragon Dance Corefish with Terra Water. It's meant to do big damage. It's got a little bit of bulk, just to help it get a Dragon Dance off easier even with the screen support. Which, now that I think about it, I don't think that's the wisest play. But at the same time, I can't hit 18 speed without, or 18 attack without giving up speed. And I need to be at 14 so I can outspeed Voltorb at +1. And I'm starting to rethink this now. I almost want to change the Terra type as well, just to help me deal with Voltorb. But then again, I've kind of got this thing to deal with Voltorb, and this thing in a way as well. And also this thing in a way. So it's like, you know what? Voltorb can eat my shorts. I'm going to keep it how it is. This, I mean, if you've seen what Impidimp does once, you've seen all of them pretty much. So there's really nothing to go over here. It's Terra Poison for the poison resist, because, that's pretty important in the tier. Meowthalola. What I once called, one of the, least deserving spots as a top tier in LCRU, and I'm actually bringing it to a finals game in LCUU. It's kind of crazy, but, it filled the role I wanted. I wanted a very fast, nasty plotting special attacker. Well, obviously special attacker, but I want a very fast setup special attacker, and this thing is kind of the only thing that really fits the bill. At first I thought that Salandit got nasty plot, and then I learned that it doesn't. It's like, well damn, I'm not going to use that. So, might as well just use Alolan Meow. No, it's fairly strong once it gets a a nasty plot up. Snarl is nice to just debilitate your opponent. Thunderbolt, great coverage for stuff like Tentacool, who's pretty specially bulky. And just generally against other bulky waters, because, there's never a shortage of bulky water types. That's for damn sure. And Icy Wind, again, great coverage for the ground types and flying types in the tier that aren't hit by Thunderbolt, also known as exclusively Wattrel. Also good, well, I guess it's good for the ground types, Sandshrew, you gotta, if you can't beat Sandshrew, your team kind of sucks. That's kind of how it is in LCUU right now. Terra type is Ghost, just to prevent against opposing Meowth, Kanto, which, yes, is very matchup fishy, and yes, it might be bad. Which is why I must think about stuff like this. I could go Terra Electric. Terra Electric, good against Wattrel, because now I resist everything and I can just set up for free on it, no matter what. Same thing does the same on Voltorb pretty much, because if they Volt Switch, it doesn't matter. So if I'm resisting that shit and getting a nasty plot up. And also, Terra Electric gives me higher damage on T-Bolt. So I can just throw that out as a neutral move, because Electric is pretty good into most things. You know what? I've kind of talked myself into it. If I run into Meowth Kanto with this team, well, damn, that sucks. That really does suck. Now, you probably expected this to be the same as my other one, but you'd be wrong. Well, I guess another Terra Electric, kind of a coincidence. But no, this one is bulky with attack investment. It's slow because I want to be able to get slow flip turns out and keep I want to be able to keep a good position on my opponent with the team, which I guess, kind of goes against what Agility Nimble does, but I digress. I just want to be able to get slow flip turns out. I think it's going to be good, because Tentacool is quite bulky. It'll live any special attack you throw at it, pretty much. Even a stab super effective hit, it can probably live. I know it lives Volt Switch from full, even without Terra. It's just, I just wanted a big fat special tank, and that can pivot and has a good bunch of good utility moves, and that's why Tentacool's S tier. Or, not technically S, I think the highest anything is on the VR is A+, but you know what? I think Tentacool's really good. I'm just gonna use it. And then finally, something that could win the game on the spot if it gets the right conditions. It's Numal. Quite bulky, I'd say, 36, 14, 12. Pretty solid, especially if it's behind screens. Now this thing I want to keep kind of for the late slash maybe mid game. Yeah, I don't want to use this early because I want to be able to. Most likely, I'm going to bring it out after this dies, so I get one screen up most likely to deal with the thing that's currently in. Impotent dies, I switch out into this and I either set up Flame Charge immediately or Growth immediately, and then I can hopefully use my Terra to my advantage, or I can just live. Because that, I mean, that's very possible. I could just live there. All up hits. With my, you know, naturally pretty good bulk. So and Growth with Simple, it's just that good. It really is just this good. I mean, this thing, I haven't even seen anyone use it yet, I don't think. Or if they've used it, it hasn't made, you know, big enough an impression. But no, I think this thing's pretty good. And then Terra Blast on it, because it doesn't have a lot of good physical moves. I mean, I've got the best one, EQ, I've got Flame Charge to give me the boost. That gets me above Voltorb. If I was 10 speed, I'd only tie it. And being at 10 doesn't really let me put anything important into another stat. So I want 15 attack, who cares? I'd rather just be 14, get to 28 with +2. And no, Terra Blast Water could be nice. Probably helps me pick up kills on Sandshrew since that thing's pretty physically bulky. You know, any extra damage is going to help. So, yeah, those are going to be the 3 teams, and I guess I'll just stop yapping and cut right to the battle. Alright. No time like the present. Oh my god, I matched up to Rain. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, I matched up Rain against... Oh, god damn it. The one thing I did not want to see. This fucking Rain. Alright. I gotta lock in. Link in a few places though, give me a second. Fuck. Too bad it's a fire type. I just won't be clicking Terra on this. Grass is good. Ground is shit, but I wouldn't bother tearing that anyways. This is probably just gonna have to work off its normal bulk. But if I can get rid of these two somehow, as if they'd ever give these away, I might be able to deal with it. I think I just start with the Voltorb lead. Hit the VS. Into the Trapper. And we just start edging. The 12 speed boom, I guess I just... Oh, fuck me. Come on! That's fucking brutal. And, yeah. Well, I sure as shit hope I can get a spin-off of Tentacool. But, then it's gonna take, like, almost 30% of chip for nothing. Clearly they do not care about this being in, and we'll take advantage of it immediately. Can't kill me if it's not orb. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Cool. Hey. I won't say that that's, you know... I won't say that's the same as the edge miss, but, you know, I ain't gonna complain. Plus, I mean, I would have been able to just copycat. Or I would have, yeah, fake out faint copycat, so it wouldn't have been, you know, wouldn't have been everything. I really want to click Terra and EQ because I don't think they can win if I do. Nards. Okay, at first I thought they just live. Okay, they don't kill me with Ice Spinner. That's fine. 19 dies to FI if I kill. Or if I... whatever, you know what I mean. I don't know what I mean, but you know what I mean. Oh, I could also just feint into... Fake out. Do I need this? It's like... Not really, I guess. No, that did not have a chance of not killing me. I think what I do... Bosh! Okay, no, it's Ice Spinner. Ice Spinner's the last move. Oh my god, if it was Feint... Because, you know, Copycat only has, you know, a laundry list of moves that it will not pull. And Feint is one of them. That's fine, I just took extra chip. They go into their Riolu. That sucks for them, but I mean, I took nothing. Get them shits off the floor. I was max speed, so that didn't really matter too much. Yeah, and then I have Sun in the back, so I knock first. Okay. They parting shot, I assume. Or they U-turn, just as good. Arguably better, actually, because now I do more to this. Oh my god, that did 63. And then I hit the Copycat. And I kill. And the game's over. The gunk miss. The gunk miss into crit. That both did not matter. Alright. Absolutely take that. That crit was pretty huge for me. I'm not sure how much it mattered, because I did get the play right. I would have fainted after that, faked out with this to kill, assuming they're not Terra Ghost or Protect. Then they go probably Riolu, and we have to play from there. It would have been interesting. It's like I won, so I kind of want to go to this team and save the other one for Game 3 if it gets to it. Yep, I think that's the best play. And I run into Trick Room. Wow. Wow, definitely two of the worst matchups I could have had. Trick Room into screens and Rain into Sun. But, hey, we roll. Damn, I wish I had ran Taunt on one of these. I think this is a good lead. Ah, wait, that's right. That was a very bad play from me. Damn, I knew they were going to lead that shit too. Although I guess I didn't have a great lead into it. Now when you think about it. And wait a minute, this kind of sucks into everything. They have double edge they kill, otherwise I'm good. The U-turn, I get a knock. I don't think U-turn to FI kills. No, it doesn't. I just saw that U-turn. Nice. Anything. I'll take anything. Yep. 28. Yep, there's the Stevie Light. Oh, damn. Gunk kill. Might kill? Nice. We take those. Fantastic. Gotta be careful with Inkay, but I do have Nimble. Kind of the ultimate Inkay answer before it Terras. Fuck you, Meowth, fuck you. Damn, 35. Kinda hate to see that. Flame Charge, I don't want to not get Chip if they go Bronzor. Figured they'd go to this. I could Terra here and kill it, probably. Actually, probably not. Nah. Take my Chip on Trapinch and then go to Tentacool, I think? Flip out. Either getting positioning or a kill. Positioning on Bronzor, I will take that any day. It's time we get snarling. Alright. Here, just trying to burn Trick Room turns. Aw, damn, I could have spun for completely free. Fuck, I wanted to die there. But since I know I can spin for free, and I don't even think they 2-hit KO me. Yeah, I was really hoping that that Flash Cannon killed me, but it makes sense that it doesn't. It's fine. No point in sacking that now. Kind of want a Jet, honestly, but... Oh, that does, like, comically nothing. One turn to Trick Room? You know what? Let's do that. But they still have a double priority guy in the back, you know? Maybe that's not the best idea, you know? There's a lot of good ideas in the world, there's a lot of bad ideas, and I think that's one of the bad ideas. Why make a mistake when I can just kill what's in front of me? And if they go this, I sack my Impidimp and then immediately go Nimble because it'll kill whatever. It'll kill this if it Terras, and then... it has Protect, it has Protect. But I kinda doubt it. Do I still have a Terra? I do. I forget to post game links all the time. Okay, goodbye, Hatena. What?! Cannot believe that lived. Not that it matters, 'cause it's actually slightly better for me. Hey, I'm at 1 HP higher than I could have been. Don't know if there's Scarf. Their Scarf, they're faster, and they probably have about that bulk. Do I need Terras? That's Terra Water. 52... What? Huh? Huh? How is that how that works? Okay, that's stupid. I feel like no matter what, I just win with Nimble. $31, what the fuck? It's okay, they don't kill me in one. Whew. That doesn't seem like that's right. Oh, because it's not, because they're not Eviolite. No way. I might still win. Wow. I won. Whew. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Couple of very interesting games. But hey. I'll take it. I have won. Didn't even get to use the actually really good team. But GG to Vooper. A good friend of mine. I always like playing against them. They're very creative. Yeah, they brought two things I did not expect and did not want to see, to say the least. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you once again for hosting the tournament empty. I do appreciate it. And there'll be another LCUU tournament coming up. I think LCUU Open, whatever number it is, I don't remember. That's about it, and see you.